On March 27, 1977, the picturesque island of Tenerife basked in sunlight, but lurking beneath that tranquil facade was an impending storm of chaos. What would unfold on that day wasn't just another ordinary incident in aviation. No, it would be etched in history forever as the deadliest disaster in aviation history. Two colossal Boeing 747s, KLM Flight 4805 and Pan Am Flight 1736, landed at Los Rodeos Airport, having been diverted due to a serious bomb scare at their original destination, Gran Canaria Airport. But instead of safely continuing their day, these flights found themselves enveloped in a real-life nightmare. As both aircraft touched down, the airport quickly transformed into a scene of chaos. A flurry of airplanes had landed, all seeking refuge from the disturbance at Gran Canaria. The situation was dire. Parked aircraft were blocking the taxiways, forcing departing flights to maneuver across the runway itself just to get airborne again. And as fate would have it, thick patches of fog rolled in, enveloping the airfield, reducing visibility to the minimum. Eventually, both crews were ready to depart. Little did they know that the actions they were about to take would lead to one of the most catastrophic events in aviation. As both aircraft waited for instructions, the communication buzzed with confusion. The KLM cockpit was on high alert, eagerly anticipating clearance from air traffic control. But amidst the cacophony of static and the confusion that thick fog creates, a group of significant misunderstandings were brewing. The Pan Am flight was cleared to follow the KLM onto the runway, but then vacate at the third exit, a turn that was later shown to have been impossible for a 747 and was difficult to see in the foggy conditions. The KLM crew received a key instruction from air traffic control, but misinterpreted it. Use of the word takeoff when being asked to stand by, together with radio interference, caused confusion. Believing he had received the green light to take off, the experienced KLM captain ignored doubts from his crew and throttled the engines, pushing the massive Boeing 747 down the runway. It was a decision that would lead to unimaginable consequences. Meanwhile, Pan Am Flight 1736 was still taxiing slowly along the runway, completely oblivious to the danger jetting towards them at full speed. What was about to happen next? A split second in time that would shatter lives and reshape aviation forever. KLM Flight 4805 barreled down the runway, engines roaring, adrenaline surging. A terrible, tragic collision was mere seconds away. The two giants of the skies, one taking off, the other still moving on the runway. It was chaos incarnate. In the blink of an eye, it happened. A thunderous crash that echoed across the landscape. Flames erupted and engulfed both aircraft, intense heat and thick black smoke rising into the sky. The scene transformed into a hellish inferno as tragedy struck. Lives were lost at an unimaginable scale. 335 passengers on the Pan Am flight paid the price, while all 248 people aboard the KLM flight were tragically taken. But how could this happen? What led to this horrific calamity? An intricate interplay of misunderstandings unraveled that day. The combination of dense fog, an overwhelming sense of urgency, and more than one critical miscommunication between each airplane and air traffic control shattered the very foundation of cockpit decision-making. In the aftermath of this horrific disaster, aviation authorities worldwide paid close attention. The hard truths emerging from the investigation painted a stark picture. Reluctance to challenge an experienced captain enabled his incorrect decision, and non-standard phraseology created confusion. This was a day that would change aviation forever.